In law, we have all kinds of terms. Great. And then they keep adding new terms. With respect to employment law, a quiet firing is kind of a newer concept, but not really that new. So a quiet firing involves situations where an employer does something that really kind of targets a specific employee and tries to encourage them to quit. The advantage to somebody quitting versus being fired is that the employer doesn't have to pay severance or termination pay or give notice if a person walks away from the job and quits, whether they give notice or not. That's the plus side for an employer. However, depending on how the employer does it, it could be considered constructive dismissal, which is an old term that's been used for a long time, where essentially, while they haven't been fired, the employee quits, the employee comes back and says, well, you effectively fired me because you made my life so miserable, you didn't pay me enough, you changed my job role, any number of things. So what are the kind of things that we look at to distinguish, like what is a quiet firing versus constructive dismissal? So micromanagement, criticisms, where someone's being kept under the microscope differently than all the other employees. So if it's different because the person's just doing a bad job, that is not the same. However, if everyone's working about the same, but one person's being targeted, that's a problem. Demotions in terms of their role. So things are being taken away from them. They're not allowed to do what they were doing before. Maybe it's a matter of bonuses are being removed, whether they're random bonuses or tied-in bonuses, where they take away commissions. Anything that effectively reduces an employee's income could be quiet firing or constructive dismissal, depending on how it's done. Not giving feedback, not giving people the opportunity to improve themselves. There's a large number of things. So if you're in a situation where you find that your employer is really kind of picking on you, or you're being treated differently than the other employees, then talk to one of our employment lawyers, because it's important to find out what the law is and make sure that you know if you have a claim. If you just quit and walk away, then you're not entitled to anything automatically. You can sometimes fight to get it, but that involves getting the lawyer involved. Often they do these kinds of things on a contingency basis, meaning the lawyer doesn't charge you, other than for a flat rate just for a quick review, they don't charge you for fighting with your employer to try and get money out of them. They'll be able to give you all the details. It's really important, because if you leave your job, money is often an important factor to make sure that you have the security and that you feel comfortable going forward.